South African politicians are hopeless, man. But the South African police minister, man, is even more hopeless. You know, guys, when we say that politicians are out of touch with reality, when we say that the politicians and the average South Africans are living in two separate realities, this is exactly what we talk about. And I guess for me, the most frustrating part is when these politicians try to project their own realities on South Africans. You see people like Cele. That's why Cele goes around doing the interviews, telling people that the South African Police Service is doing a stellar job. Why? Because he has the bodyguards and he feels safe and he knows that his family is safe. That's why he can go around doing the interviews, telling the people that the South African Police Service is doing a stellar job, despite what average South Africans are feeling about the same institution. So Police Minister Cele went on Metro FM recently to speak with Faith Mangope. And guys, I want you to listen to the answer that is going to be given by Cele after he's been questioned about crime that is taking place in South Africa. Man, just listen to these people.
Well, we're going to be opening up the lines now. I already see us starting to take in calls. We're also going to be taking some of the voice notes. I know that people have got questions for you regarding just matters of safety in the country. However, also when you're looking at matters of safety in the country, and I'm just going to be honest with you, why does it seem as though the criminals are winning? Why does it seem as though the criminals have got the upper hand in South Africa?
But you started your sentence by saying that I'm going to be honest with you. So why are you asking him questions? Why are you saying, Police Minister, why does it seem like the criminals are winning? Why does it seem like the criminals are having an upper hand? Is this you being honest? Why can't you just say, man, I'm going to be honest with you? According to me, the criminals are winning and the criminals are having an upper hand. Because if you say, why does it seem like the criminals are winning, or why does it seem like the criminals are having an upper hand, you're making it sound like it is a debate. You're making it sound like the safety of South Africans today in South Africa, it is a debate. You're making it seem like other people feel like the South African Police Service is working and other people are feeling like the South African Police Service is not working. So these two entities are debating. And right now in South Africa, when it comes to safety, there is no debate. So why do you say, why does it seem like the police are losing? Why does it seem like the criminals are having an upper hand? But you started your sentence by saying, I'm going to be honest with you. So how are you being honest with the minister if you are asking him questions? Why can't you simply tell him that, Minister, man, the police are losing the battle, man. The criminals are having an upper hand. This is how I feel. This is my honesty. This is my truth. But you're going to say, Minister, I'm going to be honest with you, and proceed to say, why does it seem like the criminals are winning? Why does it seem like the criminal, like, guys?
Seem as though the criminals are winning. Why does it seem as though the criminals have got the upper hand in South Africa? Why does it seem like the criminals either have got, number one, the guts. You must have some kind of arrogance to break into police stations, to steal police weapons, to take advantage. I mean, there's some videos, you are aware of them, some videos where policemen are being put in their own police vans by the very same criminals. It looks like the criminals are winning. It looks like crime is actually paying off, and the citizens, the ones that are good, are the ones that are at the receiving end of this crime. It looks like the good police officers, because there are good police officers out there, Minister. It looks like the good police officers are not winning. They're more of the bad apples that have got bigger voices and have got bigger prowess than the good ones. Why does it seem like the criminals are winning in South Africa?
Well, I'm sure if you can pull together all criminals and speak to them, they'll tell you that they're not winning.
Police Minister Cele is saying that the criminals are losing the fight in South Africa. He says the criminals are not winning.
Let me tell you the latest approach. We have created something called Operation Chanela. We launched it on the 8th of May this year. Up to this is almost 7 months. We have arrested 259,000 people. Those are the people that are not in prison as we speak. By the way, in South Africa, Faith, if you speak to Minister of Correctional Service, by the way...
Before he speaks about the Minister of Correctional Service, man, you know, Cele and South African Police Service, they love going around starting these operations, Operation 1, Operation 2, Operation Chanela. They always tell you that, okay, we have arrested 100,000 people, we have arrested 50,000 people, but these guys will never tell you about their conviction rate. How many people were actually convicted and thrown into jail after they were arrested by this Operation Chanel? Cele, for some reason, he goes around telling people that we've arrested thousands and thousands of people. But he says nothing about the conviction rate. And these are the questions that average South Africans are not asking. And these are the questions that you will not hear people there ask. How many people are actually thrown into jail after being arrested by South African Police Service? Because as South Africans, we can't sit here and just be happy that someone was arrested. I mean, we need to know that person was convicted and thrown into jail. Many criminals, men, are arrested, man. Many people are being processed there in police stations. But it doesn't mean these people, man, will be thrown into jail. It doesn't mean these people will actually be convicted and thrown into jail. So why don't these people tell us about their conviction rate? They love throwing these numbers. You can hear right now, we've arrested 100,000 with Operation Chanel. Man, please tell us how many. Please tell us about your conviction rate. He will not tell you about the conviction rate. Because that's like, it doesn't matter how many people they are actually arresting. He will not tell you about the conviction rate. He will only tell you about those numbers, because those numbers, they sound nice. 100,000 people were arrested in South Africa. Damn, the South African Police Service is working. Man, most of these people are home tomorrow. They are home tomorrow. So what is the point of you telling us about Operation Chanela and the fact that you have arrested thousands and thousands of people when you can't even tell us about your conviction rate? Makes no sense to me.
In South Africa, Faith, if you speak to Minister of Correctional Service, Sulamula, will tell you that he has a problem because all his prisons are 44% overpopulated. And that 44% doesn't go to prison through Toy to say, please, can you arrest us? You send them there.
And I wonder, why is it a problem when the jails are 44% overpopulated? Man, I don't care if the prisons are 100% overpopulated. I don't care. Most of those guys are criminals there in jail. They deserve it. They deserve being stacked in those rooms like sardines. They deserve that. They deserve. So these guys, man, they are releasing criminals into the public. And guess what? Most of these criminals that are being released by Cele and his friend Lamola are not going to terrorize them, because they live in gated communities. They live in the suburbs. They are going to terrorize the people in our communities, in our townships, and informal settlements. Whenever these people release the criminals and saying that, man, the jails are overpopulated, those people, man, are not going to harass them. Those people are not going to pose a threat on their family or to them. But what about average South Africans? What about average South Africans in the townships and informal settlements? Those are the people who are expected to live with these criminals that are being released because the jails are full. Man, I don't care if the jails are full. Pack those people up like sardines. They deserve that. They deserve that.
You arrest them. This financial year alone, we have about 247 people that are doing life. Those people for to do life is because the police have done the best kind of investigation and the judge agrees with that investigation. I'm saying to you, for last 7 months, the 259,000, that is 260, have been arrested, those people. And we have put these activities and all that, and we have increased our visibility, our stopping. We have found back 1,117 stolen cars. And there are criminals, as you say, that are very bad at taking on the police. Since about 2 months ago, since there was a big shootout in Makado in Limpopo, 62 criminals that have taken on the police have been put down. Unfortunately, we have lost 1 or 2 police on that. So if you go and you call them, they'll tell you that they are not winning. The police have really become tough, and police have been instructed to be tough. When criminals are hard, police must be really harder.
There you have it, South Africa. There you have it. The South African Police Service is doing a stellar job. This is according to Police Minister Cele. The criminals in South Africa are having a tough time. This is according to Police Minister Cele. This is why people say these people are out of touch with reality. This is exactly why we say these people are out of touch with reality. Because being an average South African, knowing what is happening in our townships, knowing what the criminals are doing in South Africa, as an average South African, I feel like the police minister has just insulted me. I feel like someone has just slapped me with a huge slap. I feel like someone just... I feel like this is an insult to South Africans. I feel like this is an insult to the victims of criminals in this country. To have police minister to stand there and to say that the police minister, to have the police minister to sit there and to say that the South African Police Service is doing a good job, to saying that the criminals are having the tough time. Man, the South African Police Service itself is a criminal institution. Police minister himself recently wrote a letter to Parliament saying that there were 5,000 police officers that were charged with heinous crimes. 5,000 police officers, man, these people were charged with murder, extortion, bribery, all sorts of charges. And guess what? 4,000 of them are still wearing the South African Police Service uniform today. 4,000 of them, they are still working for South African Police Service. So this guy is telling South Africans that crime is totally under control, when his institution is filled with criminals. And he says, worst part is that he says, I don't know why those 4,000 people are still working for the South African Police Service. 5,000 police officers accused of all sorts of crimes from 2019 until now. 5,000. 4,000 of them, they are still working for South African Police Service. The police minister says, I don't know. Why is that so? I don't know. Why is that so? But the police minister, there he is on national radio, telling the people of South Africa that the South African Police Service is working very hard, telling the people of South Africa that the South African Police Serviceman is actually giving these criminals a tough time. How can the South African Police Service give criminals a tough time when they themselves are filled with criminals? South Africans right now, they are being insulted, man. It is easy for Cele to say this because he has security, his family is safe. It is easy for him to go around saying that South Africa is safe, the South African Police Service is safe. You know, you must not take the matters into your own hand, man. You know, when the criminals try to enter your home, you must call South African Police Service and wait 2 years until these people get here. These people are out of touch with reality, man. These people are totally out of touch with reality. And it is sad seeing the police minister sitting there, confident that the South African Police Service is working very hard for the people of this country. Despite everything that the South African Police Service has been accused of, despite himself saying that 5,000 police officers were charged with heinous crimes, 4,000 of them, they are still working for South African Police Service today. So can you imagine, man, being stopped by South African Police Service? Can you imagine being stopped by a police officer? You don't even know that person was charged with murder. They are still wearing the South African Police Service uniform. These people were charged with extortion. They were charged with kidnapping. They are still wearing the SAPS uniform. And the police minister is telling us that, I don't know why is that so. But on the same breath, he's telling you that the South African Police Service is doing a stellar work against the crime. So South Africans must simply ignore their own reality and live in the reality of Cele, of living in the suburbs, of living under the government protection. I guess this is what Cele wants from South Africans, to actually ignore their own reality and to say, yes, man, South African Police Service are doing a stellar job. Even if you call criminals today, criminals can tell you that, man, South African Police Service is giving us a tough time. I guess this is why criminals are doing the CITs on camera. I guess this is why. The criminals, man, they are embarrassing the South African Police Service officers each and every day. These people are embarrassed by criminals. They are embarrassed by the foreigners, man. You remember last time with those foreigners in Hillbrow, when they took down the South African Police Service, man. The foreigners, illegal foreigners in South Africa, were fighting the South African Police Service. And these people, man, they lost their guns. It was a mess there. And you have this guy sitting there telling you that, man, the South African Police Service is doing a stellar job. I mean, like right now in South Africa, man, crime is so rife that you don't even have to live in Western Cape to know that in Cape Flats, man, is going down. You don't have to live in Durban to know that in Point is going down. You don't have to live in Johannesburg to know that in Hillbrow it's going down. That's how bad things are in South Africa. South Africans know about all of these places. They don't have to go there. Some of them, they haven't even been to those places, but they know that, man, even if I go to Cape Town today, I'm not going to Cape Flats. I'm not going to Cape Flats. Even if I'm going to Durban, man, do not take me anywhere near Point. Man, I know that you want to show me Johannesburg, but do not take me anywhere near Hillbrow, because the illegal foreigners are doing as they please there in collaboration with South African Police Service. They want you to ignore your own reality, man. Cele wants the people of this country to ignore their own reality and to live in his reality, in his fancy reality, in his coffee head reality. He wants the South Africans to live that. And I feel like South Africans are being insulted right now by having this person as a police minister. The man cannot even acknowledge the fact that crime is out of control in South Africa. I think if you are a police minister today in South Africa and you cannot even acknowledge the fact that crime is out of control, man, there is something wrong with you. There is something wrong with you. I don't even want to talk about GBV. I don't even want to talk about sexual harassment, because South African Police Service, man, they can't even deal with the issue of sexual harassment. That South African Police Service, they can't even deal with the issue of gender-based violence. Man, I've read so many confessions of people saying that I'm a man, I'm being abused by my woman, and when I go to the police, man, these people are laughing at me, man. I've read confessions from women saying that I was sexually harassed, man. I went to police station and I was told to go home to make a deal with a person who literally raped me. This is an insult, man, to the people of South Africa, man. The fact that he can't even acknowledge the fact that crime is out of control shows that he's not the perfect man for the job. The fact that he cannot acknowledge that, it shows that he's not the perfect man for the job. So guys, I don't know what you think, man. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye bye.